The Beast Titan. Is this guy the Attack on Titan main villain? So what's up guys, Foxen here. And today you're getting an in-depth look at the Beast Titan. But who is this mystery man? A lot of you still seem to think it's Grisha Jaeger. Did Titan Grisha just not shave? And why did he get this fabulous blonde dye job? To be fair, you're not too far off. Cause really, the Beast Titan could actually be the most important character in the Attack on Titan story. Let's go in and unravel the truth of the Beast Titan. Naturally, there's gonna be deep Attack on Titan spoilers. And by the way, this in-depth look at Attack on Titan is an ongoing series, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. Starting with the Beast Titan debut, this talking monkey first started marching within the walls at the start of Season 2. Eren had just fought Annie's female Titan, then hours later, a new challenger appeared. From the discussion Ymir and Reiner were having, we found out these guys were buddies. However, then you saw the Armored Titan after the monkey beat down from the Beast Titan in the last season. So who is this guy? Just go ahead and pause the video for a second and tell me, do you think the Beast Titan is an ally, the main Attack on Titan villain, or something else entirely? Just go ahead and post below, you'll see whether you change your mind by the end of this video. So first off, let's actually get into the actual Beast Titan. This is definitely one powerful Titan. In fact, in the monthly release, it explicitly called out the Beast as being the strongest Titan waiting for the Survey Corps to come. In Season 2, you got a first-hand experience at the Beast Titan abilities. Strangely, even though he's not the founding Titan, the Beast could command Titans too. It turns out that any Eldian given the Beast Titan's spinal fluids is marked by the Beast Titan. Zeke could then scream out to turn those people into mindless Titans. Those Titans could then be commanded verbally by Zeke. As an extra bonus, these Titans are even able to move at nighttime, but only under a full moon. Zeke actually managed to turn Koni's entire village into Titans. This was done using the special Titan gas made from his spinal juices. Who said anything about needing an ejection? Forget about that, that is old school. Keep in mind that this entire command ability was not present in the previous Beast Titans. Zeke very likely unlocked this bonus feature for the Beast due to him being from the royal bloodline. Really makes you wonder what that could do for other Titans. Imagine a royal blood female Titan. Would that one have skin, I wonder? As for the other abilities, the Beast Titan in default mode has normal hands, along with yellowish eyes. However, when the Beast Titan is issuing commands, his eyes turn pitch black. Perhaps this is shifting into a different mode to command Titans. Naturally, you saw the Beast Titan climbing over the walls, but this was using his normal hands. Later on during the Survey Corps battle, the Beast Titan did show off his fine claws. Could this be a certain Beast Titan ability, or was it just using Titan Crystal? And yes, even the Beast Titan could get hard using Titan Crystal. You haven't actually seen it in action, but Zeke mentioned trying to crystallize his neck during his battle with Levi Ackerman. Zeke himself is a war chief of the Marley Nation, or ex-war chief now. Either way, this means Zeke has some serious military combat training experience. You could be sure this translates into a very angry monkey fighting style as the Beast Titan. Reiner very likely got a taste when he questioned Zeke in Season 3. No, Reiner. Reiner looked like a bruised banana. The final Beast Titan ability worth mentioning is his very accurate throwing ability. Zeke used this to score multiple home runs versus the Survey Corps. Much like his combat experience, you could bet this was something that Zeke had to work for himself. I mean, at one point you did see Zeke training the next Beast Titan warrior by playing catch with him. As for any possible weakness for this almighty Titan, so far you haven't actually gotten a chance to see the Beast in actual combat. That's why there's a question about the Beast potentially being too slow. Definitely a lot slower than an Ackerman. Talking about Ackermans, I would definitely classify Levi as a weakness for the Beast Titan. I mean, Zeke is never going to be able to look at sushi the same way again. Next up, let's dive deeper looking at the human controlling this oversized monkey. The blonde beauty behind the Beast is Zeke. He actually has a very strong connection to the warrior group, and even a deeper connection to some other people. Zeke as a war chief was pretty much playing the leader role for the warrior group, although they didn't send him in with the original scouting group. 5 years before the current anime events, the Colossal Titan, Armored Titan, and Female Titan were sent to invade the walls. Oh, did I forget about someone? The Jaws Titan was technically sent too. However, in Season 2, you saw the event play out. Unfortunately, the Jaws Titan was accidentally munched on by the Titan Ymir. To be fair, it was their fault. You just can't camp out outside the walls in Titanland. 5 years later, the Beast Titan got sent in. The reason the Beast Titan showed up was due to the warriors taking way too long. Originally, it was supposed to be a very quick mission. Thanks to Reiner's ass, the mission ended up expanding into this multi-year vacation within the walls. Great job right there, Reiner. I'm gonna get more into Reiner in my upcoming video on this dude. But since I'm talking about Reiner, why did Reiner get his ass beat by the Beast Titan in Season 3? I've seen so much confusion about this. Is a Beast Titan really an enemy? Could the Armored Titan just be weak? And why didn't the Colossal Titan help? Zeke actually found them and met up with them. Then there were disagreements about what to do next. Keep in mind that at this point, the warrior group had been reduced by half. Reiner and Bert wanted to prioritize rescuing Annie. Keep in mind that they had no idea what actually happened to her. To be honest, Zeke might have not even given a damn about Annie. Their main goal for coming here in the first place was to capture the Founding Titan, which was now held by the lovely Eren Yeager. Naturally, Zeke's priority only was this mission. Time to go kidnap Princess Eren again. This actually gets into the important question, what is the Beast Titan's true objective? Now you're gonna get into the history of the man behind the beast, and I definitely encourage you to check out my Truth to Grisha video for his side of this story. Zeke's full name is actually Zeke Yeager. His mother was Dina Fritz, which was someone from the royal bloodline, and then his papa, Grisha Yeager, you may know that one. By the way, this does mean that Zeke himself was part of the royal bloodline. Oh, and let's not forget, he's half-brother to Eren Yeager. That definitely must be an awkward holiday dinner. Before Zeke was born, both Dina and Grisha lived in this Marley nation outside of the walls. Their people were part of this group known as the Eldians. Eldians, who are subjects of Ymir, are capable of becoming these monsters known as Titans. After the Great Titan War, the Marley nation got control of 7 of the Titan powers. Any of the remaining Eldians were put into these internment camps. Part of the reason Eldians like Grisha were even kept alive was to potentially use them in wars, since they could become Titans. Fast forward some years later, Dina and Grisha were actually part of the secret Eldian restorationist group. For years, they were plotting against the Marley nation. Eventually, the two married and Dina became Dina Yeager. Some fun time later on, young Zeke Yeager was born. By the way, right here, do notice Grisha's lovely name choice. Zeke is only similar to the German word meaning victory. In other words, from the very start, Grisha had a son with the intention of Zeke leading their people towards some kind of victory. The Marley nation announced their warrior program to the Eldian group. This meant that any Eldian family could enroll their child into the program. The honor meant eventually taking one of the 7 Titan powers that Marley held. At the same time, the person who inherited the Titan powers would get special treatment, along with the person's family. But of course, Grisha didn't give a damn about that. Grisha and Dina instantly thought about using their son to further their own goals. For a while, they were searching for a way to get back into the walls to reclaim the Founding Titan from the royal bloodline, the one that the Reyes family held. For years and years, young Zeke was drilled by Grisha and Dina with their version of past history. They felt that the royal family abandoned them after they lost the Great Titan War. Eldians outside in the world were left to suffer, while the rest of the Eldians were living inside some utopia within the walls. Super carefree. It was perfect. Anyway, back to Zeke. Young Zeke eventually ended up turning on his own parents. A young Zeke informed the Marley nations about what his parents were doing. Zeke betraying Grisha and his parents pretty much killed the whole movement. And then Grisha and Dina were eventually sentenced to live on Paradise Island. Now you might be wondering, why the hell does Zeke betray them? This actually may be a great example of forcing your own ideology and beliefs so much into your own children that they just rebel completely in the opposite direction. I mean, if you look at the results, years later, Zeke fully gained the trust of the Marley nation from having done this. Zeke himself even took the title of the War Chief. This meant that Zeke became a very powerful person within the Marley military, something that otherwise would have been impossible. However, perhaps there was more to this. For years and years, this remained a mystery. The Beast Titan hinted at having deep hatred for his father Grisha. Zeke thought that he wasn't like his father, that he was different and more capable. So was the Beast Titan full of himself, thinking that he was superior to other Eldians? This may not be entirely off. Isayama has officially ranked all characters in the past. For Zeke, he gave an 11 for his intelligence. This is really only comparable to Hanji, who also has an 11 for intelligence. Or also someone like Levi, but that'd be for combat. Perhaps the young Zeke did have further insights into their struggles. Recently, more light into the Beast Titan's true motivations have come out. Zeke claims himself to actually be an Eldian restorationist himself. Going back in time to a young Zeke, Zeke claims he realized what his parents were really after. He did in fact agree with the rebuilding Eldia and freeing his people. However, he deeply disagreed with his parents' methods. One day, Zeke actually overheard the Marley guards getting close to capturing his parents and their entire group. Zeke saw an opportunity here, so he turned them in. Their fate had already been sealed from the very start. He simply took advantage of the incoming loss. And technically, they weren't killed either, so perhaps it's fine. In return, Zeke gained the almighty Beast Titan powers, a high-ranking military position, but most important, the complete trust of the Marley nation. This admission from Zeke revealed a lot of insight into the mind of the Beast. Assuming Zeke was being truthful, he very much believes that any amount of sacrifices are not only necessary but needed. Just about any amount of bloodshed is fine, as long as the main objective is achieved. In other words, Zeke has been working most of his life to make Eldia great again. The important question you might be wondering is whether you could truly trust Zeke. Zeke at this point has a long history of backstabbing. His first unfortunate victims were his parents. Later, after Eren and Armin went terrorist, just giving their own grim reminder to the warriors and Marley, Zeke actually faked his own death with Levi's help. That's right, Zeke even betrayed the people he originally betrayed his parents too. And now the Beast Titan and Levi are best buddies, just camping out recreating Ural Camp. So quite a resume of betrayals. You can be sure that Levi isn't taking his eyes off this Jaeger brother. And perhaps the greatest insight comes from the Beast Titan when he was liquefying the Survey Corps. During this onslaught, you got a taste of Zeke's thoughts. Keep in mind, there should be no reason for him to be lying to himself. It almost seemed like Zeke took pity at the Survey Corps soldiers, something about them not learning from their past mistakes. Here, he cursed the Race King for wiping their minds, that this was the reason his people couldn't learn, and were caught in the cycle of repeating the same mistakes. Zeke hated the thought of the Eldians being sent to die one after another, which only proved how set in their ways they were. Interestingly, this got him really worked up, which was strange since Zeke always came across as a rather calm figure. A bit later, Zeke wondered why he was getting so worked up over this, that he wasn't like his papa Grisha. This of course goes back to Grisha making up stuff about their Eldian history, and still seeking to free themselves by putting their oppressors in chains or straight out killing them. Which really goes back to what Zeke mentioned about being stuck in this repeating cycle of killing, which he deeply hated. Then, the Beast Titan even made this past random comment in the battlefield about war being a terrible thing. It was random at the time, but it definitely speaks volumes looking back at it. Zeke in the present story is hiding out in the Titan Forest with Levi. This was only after the secret deal he managed to make. So going back a few years within the 4-year timeskip, Zeke secretly met up with the leader of the Asian clan and nation, Kiyomi. He pretty much wanted her help with negotiating with the Eldian people within the walls. Zeke was fully aware about their doomed position in the world. Sooner or later, Marley or some other nation will go back to the island to attack. However, Zeke knew a certain secret, which was what would happen when a Founding Titan and someone with royal blood came in contact. In other words, the display you saw at the end of Season 2. Zeke was offering himself and the Beast Titan so the Eldians could form Team Jaeger. By the way, just a quick side note here. Recall that 3D maneuver gear that Zeke took from Poor Mike in Season 2. Zeke actually offered it as a barding tool in their meeting with the Asian clan. The 3D maneuver gear is actually powered by something called Iceburst Stones, not to be confused with Ice Stones. There's plenty of this stuff within the walls. And just super oversimplifying it, Mikasa's relative Kiyomi has a hard-on for this precious resource. At this point in the story, the people inside the walls are 100 years or so behind technology-wise. But by forming Team Jaeger, they would have the nuclear option ready in case anyone tries to attack. That's right, when needed, Eren would be able to unleash the millions of sleeping Colossal Titans within the walls. In the meantime, all they have to do is speed up the process of rebuilding Eldia and making it into a world power. The clock is ticking, especially with Zeke having less than a year left. So back to the question about whether Zeke is being genuine. I personally do see Zeke trying to reach this long-term goal of rebuilding the great Eldian Empire again. Although just knowing Zeke, I doubt he's fully revealed all his cards. Isayama did confirm Zeke having this god-tier intelligence, but was that really the case when he was just 7 when he betrayed his parents? Or could someone else have been involved? Zeke also mentioned knowing the secrets of the Titans. It's very possible Zeke knows a lot more than he's revealing. For example, Armin right now believes that Eren should be fine with the deal, since Eren as the Founding Titan would be in control of the Colossal Titans. But what if that's not entirely true? What if it works a little different when you're using a Royal Blood Titan shifter instead of a mindless one? Or what if Zeke straight out wants Eren for lunch? I mean, it could be possible that Zeke found a way around the King's Will from the Founding Titan. Either way, definitely keep a close eye on Zeke Jaeger. Next up, really quickly, let me actually mention more in-depth stuff regarding Zeke. Isayama first showed off Zeke in 2014. This guy was displayed as this mysterious man in this Attack on Titan art gallery in Tokyo. The description mentioned him being a very important character for the rest of the Attack on Titan story narrative. Perhaps at this point, Isayama was still debating Zeke's background. Take a look at this. This was Zeke in the manga after bringing down the Armored Titan. Notice anything? He's got this birthmark or some sort of wound on his left arm. Strangely, this has never been brought up or shown again. It even got removed in a similar scene in Attack on Titan Season 3. So whatever that was, it's gone now. You may be wondering, why is this important? This actually goes into a very popular theory that Zeke was originally planned to be Erwin's father. Confused? Back in the Uprising arc, you found out about the unfortunate fate of Erwin's papa. The guy must have been one of Sunnis' early victims. Right here, do notice the fire usage, right next to the guy's arm. Perhaps Zeke was originally supposed to be Erwin's father, meaning he got that burn mark from some government torture. It really makes you wonder where the Attack on Titan story was originally heading. But hey, that's just a bonus theory thrown in. Thanks for watching. But more important are your thoughts on this. Question of the day. What do you think about the Beast Titan? Which side is Zeke truly on? Would you trust a known backstabber? And what do you think his ultimate plan is? Anyway, definitely give a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, this is an in-depth ongoing Attack on Titan series. You definitely don't want to miss the next one, and that includes other weekly Attack on Titan videos. Go ahead and check out the past Titan ability video or the in-depth look at Grisha. So hit that notification, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.